and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some more multiplayer racing. This time out, we were using B-Class all-wheel drive cars. Now, they could be swapped to be all-wheel drive if you wanted. The reason behind this is that all-wheel drive is not particularly great in motorsport. It's generally fallen out of favour. You generally don't get the best cars by having all-wheel drive. It kind of eats up too much PI, and they're not normally that competitive outside of maybe very, very wet conditions. So it was an excuse to build some different vehicles, build vehicles maybe a little bit differently, and just generally see some different things. I opted to go for an Evo 3. Figured it would be a pretty decent all-round vehicle. Well, this is a long way back. Now, the track might suit my car. That is a thing that I have hopefully going for it. Not going to be the fastest starting thing here, but yeah, we're at the Silverstone National Circuit. I have got no aero on my Evo 3. We are not the most powerful. We're not going to. So, Silverstone National is a well, I guess we're going to go over here now. Is a rather different kind of a circuit. Well, this has been a shocking start for me. But yeah, it is not a particularly normal circuit, which means people have been a little bit more wacky with their builds. There are some cars here not running race tyres and the like. I mean, it might work. Race tyres are so strong. They are allowed in this rule set. They are so strong, even with all the straight line speed that you might get from a, from running street tyres or something. I just don't think it's going to outdo the grip that the slicks are going to give you. But we will see. We will see what works and what doesn't here. Stevie from a long, long way back with that Evo. I'm going to guess Car Guy might be on some different tyres, or it might be very heavy with a lot of power. Certainly wasn't very good in the corners, that one. Oh, there's a spinner. There is a Celica backwards through there, which is not what you want. I mean, we've kind of snuck our way past. Don't know what on earth caused that, because we were a bit too far back to really see anything that was going on. There was just mayhem in the final corner. It's been a bit of a scruffy start through all of this. What can the Evo do is the real question here. I think I've got more grip than Car Guy, but that thing looked monstrously fast down the straight. Oh, there's a little LAN crossed up, and Scotty has been the unfortunate victim, really, from the LAN. Well, I didn't really see what went on, again, to cause stuff being crossed up. There's a Peugeot having a bit of a nibble on the inside. It's been a very hectic Silverstone. That's less than ideal. Now, onto the straight. We know Stevie struggles down here. We have got straight line speed on Stevie's Evo. We are going to close, and we are going to close, and we're going to have a look to the inside. Now, what I might try and do is be a little bit sneaky and use Car Guy as a block. So the Quattro, we know, struggling for grip through there. Stevie tries to fight back. He's going to be on the right side the right side for the way in here. Not the right side on the exit, by the looks of it. I can't hold it there, though. It's just got enough grip off the corner that I can't do anything about it. Right, Danger Man continues to lead the way. We've got away from the Peugeot. I need to clear this Evo as quick as I can. I'm not going to do it like that. Lots of understeer in turn number 1. I'm sure like a better tuner could probably sort out some of the understeer in this. I had a bit of a go, but it's definitely not my best tuned vehicle ever. But it is it drives well enough for me to be able to get on with it. But yeah, you could definitely build this one better. Right, onto the back straight we head. The Quattro's up ahead. I mean, this time I'm much closer to Stevie. Stevie's lack of straight line speed is going to be a killer for that car, because he's going to get past, even by me, who is on race tyres and whatnot. We are going to go breezing past, and then it's just, can I do anything off the straight? And then you spend a few corners stuck behind a bright orange Evo, and it's just very frustrating. Normally it's me that does that sort of thing, but yeah, this time around I have gone for the little bit more straight line. I've compromised on my vehicle. Stevie is right on the bumper, gives us a bit of a shove out of the corner, but then won't be able to get past. I mean, Danger Man at the front isn't really getting away from us in terms of time, but it's just so far back. We've had such a difficult start to this race, and I can't seem to drive turn 1 to save my life here. We've had adventures at turn 1 in a bunch of different ways. Stevie's going to have a look, but We're going to get stuck behind a Quattro. Can I... See, because Stevie's getting a very frustrating spot now in that the Quattro is even faster off the corners than I am. I mean, I fear I'm going to end up stuck a little bit behind the Quattro, because basically Gibgob is going to do to me exactly what I'm doing to Stevie, and none of us can get clear because we're all busy fighting each other in this over the 12th place, and yeah, we're all going to get stuck in this train of cars having a battle. My best bet is going to come probably off this corner, maybe, if I can get close enough. I mean, it's a huge gaggle of cars going on up in front there. There is an Eclipse that has pulled off to the side. I'm not quite sure why. We'll say it's mechanical issues. It's breaking down. Sure, we will go with that one. We're better off the final corner this time around, but you know, to get past Gibgob, even if we get past Gibgob through this section, we're then going to get past down the straight. So it is very much exactly what we were doing to Stevie, just the other way around for this. There is a car up on the grass up ahead. Oh, there's some cars sideways, and there's another car, an Audi Evo on the outside, having a look. We're having a fire across the curb a little bit, but again, it's going to be a little irrelevant. Even if I can hold it here, which we might be able to do. Scotty's thing is monstrous in the corners by the looks of it. We're going to get past. It's not going to matter, though, because we're just going to get past by the time we get to the end of the straight. Although the good news is now, of course, is we are further alongside. We are further clear of the Quattro here, so if we can be quick off the straight, there might be half a chance. It's a bit of a strange one. Whoa, bloody hell, that thing is so struggling in the corners from Gibgob. That caught me out, so I wasn't even really thinking about an overtake there, but the Quattro is such a handful through the corners that... yeah, we were able to simply turn underneath it. Now we've got up to a Buick. We have a new car. No idea the performance of this. Not seen it all race, so let's go see how we stack up compared to it. We are ahead. Okay, looks like Gibgob's been swarmed by the horde back there. Now, it looks like I've got more straight line speed than the Buick, which is good. Oh, and the Buick's run right on the exit of turn 1. I will say thank you very much for that one. Car guy had a little spot of bother through there in the Quattro. I mean, we've almost caught back up to the Quattro as it found itself in hectic battles. Danger Man leads the way in the race. I mean, we've actually closed in on Danger Man. The gap's down to almost under 6 seconds. We've got pace in this car. I mean, to be fair, I think Car Guy has pace as well, but starting from very far back is... yeah, always going to be a difficult one to deal with. We've got one more time around. Are we going to be able to do anything about the cars ahead? Now Rusky to the lead of the race. I think they're in the Eagle Talon, if I remember correctly. I don't know what vehicle Danger Man is driving. I didn't see before the race started. It is a big cluster of cars. I mean, there's a small chance that we can pick up something here. It's not a massive probability, but there is a chance we can get a pass. There's a chance we can make something happen, especially if they fight one another. Oh, back end wanted to let go through turn 1. We were on the limit through there. Scotty's been slowed down in the battles, which has helped me out massively. So what is it? A 2002 Turbo Pega with a 205 T16. We may be able to sneak a pass if either of these are struggling down the straight. We are full send, maybe full send a little bit. I swear the track limits were fine with you going out wide there. I don't know. That's why I've been running out there. Or I tend not to worry about the track limits there. I believe it's fine, but apparently not, according to the game. Right. Under brakes at the end of the straight. I mean, we've really closed up to this pack, but it is going to be too little, too late, I think. Snoopy's going to have to defend. They're going to be aware. The Evo has caught pretty quickly here. Can we send it around the outside? We can. It's a difficult pass. They wanted to try and get turned in. The problem is, once they made contact with the back of my car, I then can't steer at that point. I can't steer my car if you're making contact with the rear of it, so it's just going to get worse. And they got dragged out a little bit wide. Not quite. I mean, it was a spectacular pass. Not quite the way I wanted it to go. Yeah, we had some serious pace. Grumples was quick with the Valiant in there, as was Rusky with the Talon, although I'm not sure. I might have gone quicker with the dirty laps or something along the lines. Definitely my car worked there. Definitely the Evo 3 was pretty good along that one. We came from a long way back. We came from a long way back and a terrible start. And that was yeah, pretty good. Pretty good recovery considering a really bad start. It was chaotic. It was absolutely chaotic race at Silverstone that we made it work. We made it work. I think that's about what we could have got out of the car. We head to Homestead for our second race. It looks decent enough on the grid. Could have been worse. We will get ourselves off and underway. That's a brave choice for an all-wheel drive swap, but there we go. Yeah, we'll see what we can do here in the Evo. I feel like this track's not the worst place we could have gone. There's an eagle in trouble through the middle of turn one. Quite know why there's been a sudden stop through that corner. Was not prepared for that, but I think Rusky might have got caught out by the Cosmo, and then I got caught out, and then Hortz got caught out as well. Yeah, we were not expecting the sudden stop, but we're all fine. We're out the other side. We're in one piece. We're in 8th. Yeah, I mean the Evo. It shouldn't be. So the understeer that we're experiencing with this isn't ideal, but it shouldn't be too awful around this circuit. Car guy's going to be very fast. That Quattro is going to like this track, I should think, as well. But yeah, we'll do what we can. Come on, get turned, you bargy thing. Well, it's not quite, but yeah. If we can. I mean, if we can stay with the Quattro, whether that's going forward or what, that would be very, very helpful indeed. That is asking for an immense amount of trouble in front of us there. They figured it out, but they would have lost a bunch of time doing all of that. We wanted to be a motorbike a little bit through there. Haven't really got anywhere to go through this, and it's just a lot of understeer out of the final corner. Looks like Cargo went up and hit the wall. The Quattro not quite turning as much. Now, what can we do down into the first corner? Can we look for a way past the Mercedes? I thought it was going to defend, and it didn't really defend as much as I was expecting it to there. We're going to look to the outside, and yeah, it got a bit caught out behind the Eagle Talon there. We will get off there. Now, I don't know. I think the Eagle's faster than me in a straight, but we will find out. I've not really had much of a chance to test it here. The Evo is definitely... Oh, wasn't going for a pass there. I scared the crap out of Rusky, and I do apologise a little bit on that one. I was not going for an overtake there. My brakes are quite good. I mean, we got stopped fine. I was just not expecting... Yeah, I was not expecting the car ahead to brake where it did, so we kind of had to make the most of it, and it turned into a pass. It turned into an accidental pass, which was, yeah, not the greatest one I've ever done on poor Rusky there. We do certainly have some pace going on here. You've got... I mean, I don't really want to go for a pass through this corner. We know that Evo 6 has got more grip than we do. Oh, I'm out of shape. Rear wheels on the grass, really struggling through there. Rusky's going to have a look, but you're not going to be able to do a huge amount through that one. Here comes the Quattro, which is going to come to interrupt our march forward, I suspect. But we will see what we can do. There's a really scruffy end to that lap that we need to do better on. Rusky was a bit committed on that one, and I was not expecting. They paused at the right time in that one for me. Otherwise, we were going to be murderized in that. They tried to outbrake the Audi, I think, and it didn't quite go so well. What can we do about the Evo 6? If we're going to pass it, I mean, really where we need to pass it is going to be into this next corner. So if we can get off here nicely, if we can get past into the hairpin and then get away before we get to the fast left-hander, that would be the goal. And I think we might be close enough to have a try here. We are to the inside at the hairpin, Evo versus Evo, and there's another one in front of us. We put it back to first. I don't know if that was completely necessary, but We've got it off the corner, and unfortunately for Gibgob, I don't think there's much they were going to be able to do, though, against the Quattro. The Quattro arrived and did a very similar thing to me in that one. I mean, me and the Quattro are probably very similar. I think the Audi is just a little bit better. We are a slight bit better in the corners. The Quattro that little bit faster down the straight, although we are into... No, that's way too much over there. That's way too much. I'm going to actually have a little lift because I very jumped the corner there. Sometimes you play it a bit, you do play it very close on that final section, but that was a bit too much. I got a bit too greedy on the way in. I mean, I've never driven this car before today, and I've never driven it around this track until this race, so we are kind of learning as we go, and that was, yeah, just too much. There is a chance at a podium here. We're not winning. Scotty and I think it's Impega with the Cozzy up there are well out in front. What can I get on third? That is the thing. Can we battle with the... Well, that's going to make my life 10 times easier. The other Evo went for an adventure. I went down one too many gears in this, which does not help matters. Gibgob is still busy fighting with the Quattro. We've got a couple of laps to go. I mean, it's going to probably be a couple of laps of defending from that Quattro, I think. Oh, really struggling through there. We are going to be vulnerable, I think, now. That was a poor hairpin for me. Not what we needed, not what we were looking for. We've still got good acceleration. We've got enough acceleration that it's not going to be an easy one for the Quattro to find a way past. But I can't afford that putting a wheel in the dirt again here. No, we did back it up a little bit more through there. Right. Through the final corner we go. That's much more like it. So that's where we can pull a gap. We've got the grip. We get it right. We've got the grip to pull a gap. And now the Quattro's got to use its power to reel it back in again, but it's not going to quite get there by the time we get to the first corner. Well, I guess first, second, third corner, this sort of section. If we can keep doing that, fantastic, but that is a very big if. Impega has got to the lead of the race in all of this. Like, pace-wise, I don't know how we match up to those. So we're quite nicely off that turn. Here comes the Audi again. It'll reel us in a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough to do anything down here. Well, might be if I do that too often, though. That's the sort of thing that we can't afford to do, and is going to put us in a really difficult spot now. I think, has Scotty got back? Okay, so I think Scotty's got more straight line speed than Impega, and that's what Impega's finding difficult to deal with here. And just not being quite confident enough under brakes, although we're going to get to the inside. Oh, okay, that is very much my bad. I'm going to have a lift. I tried to get off, so that's one of the things I'm not very good at with a controller on this. I tried to open the steering up a little bit and opened up way more than I intended and just straight into the door. A car guy, not what we were going for, so I will give a lift and concede that one. I mean, it was always going to be a difficult one to fight, but yeah, that was silly. That was silly by me. We will send it through the final corner. Too hard sending it. I think I had to go for it. It's one of those that's like, I have to try something there, otherwise it was going to be well out of range. But that was just too much. That was just too much of a go. Asked way too much of the front tyres of this one. Yeah, I just cannot quite live with the Audi through here. Oh, come on. The Evo 3, though, in general, has seemed to be a pretty damn good choice of a vehicle. Yeah, it's pretty good overall. It's if I could get the front end a little bit better. It's a difficult one in terms of what you do with the aero. I suspect if I put the aero on, it would probably handle absolutely how I want it to, and then we would lose its sort of straight line speed strength. I say it's a difficult choice. I made a choice in this one, and it's helped it in places. It's probably better at Silverstone than it was here. It's one of those, yeah, I'm not sure. We could have maybe almost held on to a podium had I not made a little mistake on the previous lap, but it was going to be very much a holding on to a podium one, this, as we head now down into the final couple of corners. There is Nothing I can do about catching the car in front. Even if car guy ran very wide, we also ran very wide. It will be us across the line in 4th place. Yeah. About what I could manage, I think, with that car. Scotty and Impego were just a little bit too far. I don't think we were a million miles off their pace. I mean, lap times, I think I went faster than that, possibly. I don't think we were a million miles off their pace. Surprisingly quite close between a whole bunch of cars. Which is good. Which is good to see. We were just so far back, we couldn't quite make up that time. A bit of a scruffy race from me, if I'm being honest, in that one. I've driven a lot better. It's a track I normally like, a track I normally do well at, and I didn't. Basically, in that one. That was not my best. That was not my best driving. But the Evo 3 was a pretty solid choice of car. So, yeah. Don't think it was a car fault, just the idiot driving it. Pretty much. Well, as I had sort of hoped at the start, the Evo 3 was pretty good. It was a pretty solid choice of car for this one. I wish I'd driven a bit better at Homestead. I think there was more in it. And yeah, just a bit of scruffy driving from me didn't particularly help. Silverstone, we were so far back in such a bad start, I don't think I could have done too much more. The car was definitely quick. As I said during the racing, it's really a coin toss whether to go for the aero or not in this case. We went for the slight straight line speed advantage with the hindrance of it not quite turning as well. And it was definitely quick. It probably made my overtakes a bit easier. We weren't struggling with everything outrunning us. We were the one doing that. Yeah, I'm kind of happy enough with how the build turned out. Yeah, I like the car. It's cool. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to take part in the next one of these, you can sign up via our Discord. There will be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.